Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Concerned Citizens Media. This is just a breaking news from Ethiopia. The the desperate attempt by Abiy Ahmed to reverse the defeat he suffered in a last week, uh, as as we reported, and many other media were reporting. TDF gained a ground against the central government, defeated in Chifra and other areas. Now the Abiy Ahmed administration is using Air Force against, weak spot, targeting hotels in Mekele. I think they attacked a Platinum Hotel in Mekele. There are some casualties. The number is not released yet, but there are casualties and the damage is not uh, released to the public yet. So this is just a breaking news. The Ethiopian government chose to target hotels in Mekele. So the attack happened, and we are following it, and we report to you as further details appear. So this is just a breaking news from Concerned Citizens Media. The central government in Ethiopia used the only left advantage over this war, using airplanes, drones against civilians in Mekele. So I will share a video on this breaking news. Also, the United Nations Security Council media take by Ireland on the situation, on the escalating situation uh, in Ethiopia. The Western nation and others called on Abiy Ahmed to slow down or to end this war, but he refused. He want to be victorious through massive military escalation and through the bloodshed. And so it's very serious, very serious. And people in Wallo, Kombolcha, all are called on to fight, whether you have a military training or not. They don't care. They just want you to join the bloodshed. So this is a very serious situation now. This is a breaking news. And now Abiy Ahmed is using Air Force against the civilians, against the weak target in Mekele. And I will share the video and I will follow the news and I will update you on the situation maybe later on. Thank you again. Let's share some videos. The other breaking news is Colin Powell, General Colin Powell, the first African American U.S. Secretary of State, and the four-star general, chief of staff, passed today at age 84. We remember him in going to the Iraq War with some faulty intelligence that was bad about him. So rather than that, he was instrumental for to have the first African American president, Barack Obama. You remember, so he contributed a lot. He talked openly about religion, and he defended Barack Obama. We remember him. So today we lost this great man. So that's another breaking news. Thank you again. Let's listen to some of the videos shared on other medias.
Several civilians have been wounded in air raids on Mekele, the capital of northern Ethiopia's Tigray region, according to television controlled by regional authorities, as the government rejected the reports. They are the first reported air raids in Mekele since the conflict erupted last year, although there have been others in the Tigray region. Tigray TV said the attack on the city of Mekele was carried out by Abiy Ahmed, referring to Ethiopia's prime minister and the government forces he leads. A government spokesman denied reports of government air attacks on Mekele. Tigray TV is controlled by the region's ruling party. The first air raid occurred in the morning on the outskirts of Mekele near a cement factory, the AFP news agency reported, citing humanitarian and diplomatic sources. The second took place about midday in the city center near the Planet Hotel, often used by top officials from the TPLF, AFP reported. The TPLF said the aerial assaults were designed to inflict civilian casualties. Monday is market day in Mekele, and the intention is all too palpable, TPLF spokesman Getachew Rita said on Twitter. Last week, spokesman Getachew told Reuters that the Ethiopian military and allies from the Amhara region were fighting the Tigrayan forces on several fronts, in both the Amhara and Afar. Pleas from the United Nations, the United States, the European Union and African nations for the warring sides to stop the fighting have failed, even as the U.S. threatens new sanctions targeting individuals in Africa's second most populous nation.
Okay, thank you to R17 channel sharing about the breaking news. This one is airland position on the attack.
Well, very worrying development. You know that we keep a very close eye and a concerned eye on developments on the ground in Ethiopia. We continue to say there is no military solution to this conflict. We're very worried about the humanitarian situation on the ground in northern Ethiopia, but particularly in Tigray. Very little information coming out, but OCHA have told us about 500,000 people in there are in famine-like conditions. Now we see that Mekele, the capital of the region, is suffering from air attacks, so very concerned. So we will continue to watch that as the hours go by. And we have constantly called for the Security Council to assume its responsibility and speak out. So we'll continue to say that. Just insisting on humanitarian access, insisting on the need for a ceasefire above all parties cease hostilities and get down to dialogue. The only solution is in dialogue. I think we need to watch developments and see what happens on the ground. Ireland has always been ready and willing to speak out on this issue. We want to be constructive. We want to be helpful. We saw the Secretary General come to the Council twice recently on this issue. That shows the priority that he gives to the issue. We're fully behind the Secretary General. We know that the African Union has been working very hard. The President Obasanjo came through New York. I met with him recently discussing his ongoing contacts. So let's see what can be constructive and helpful in the circumstance. Thanks.
Okay, so that's immediate stake in the UN Security Council, airland expressing concern.
Let's go.
Okay, this advertisement.
Breaking news, just breaking this hour, politician, diplomat, 4-star general Colin Powell has died of COVID-related complications. This news just breaking right now. Of course, Joey was a family friend. He has served multiple presidents, both sides of the aisle, and was incredibly accomplished on the world stage. Colin Powell dying now of COVID-related complications. His family just released a statement confirming this information.
Yeah, and Colin Powell had a dominant presence in American politics over the course of 30, 40 years. He first came onto the national stage when he went to work for Ronald Reagan, later for George H.W. Bush. He was an integral part of putting strategy together for the first Gulf War, and played a pivotal role. He soon after the first Gulf War, along with Norman Schwarzkopf and others who were seen as being the successful commanders of that very successful effort to take Iraq out of Kuwait and to liberate Kuwait. He became a giant in the Republican Party and was actually in 95 and into 96, there are many people trying to persuade Colin Powell to run for president against Bill Clinton. He chose not to do that, but did once again get into the administration, get into the White House in 2001, working as Secretary of State for George W. Bush. And according to a post on Facebook, Mika, the Powell family broke the news this morning.
Okay, so that's about the passing of Colin Powell, and really very sorrow on his passing, and concerned citizens media express deepest condolence to the family, and wish them comfort and strength at this challenging time, because Colin Powell, he did a very great service for this nation, especially for telling, uh, uh, truths about uh, defending Barack Obama when it was very challenging time, especially conspiracy theories, all the attacks based on his religion, his blackness, all these kind. So we appreciate that, and we appreciate his public service for the long time. The only thing we didn't like was bringing faulty intelligence about the Iraq situation in the United Nations Security Council. Except that and some other issues, he was a great service to the country. We appreciate that. And rest in peace, Colin Powell. And so, Abiy Ahmed, I know he is not listening, but he is he is a loser at all. He is a loser. He cannot change the reality on the ground by attacking hotels and public areas. He cannot change. He is losing on the ground. He is, using Ethiopians, untrained Ethiopians. Some of them trained for 1 month. They don't know how to shoot a gun. And he is telling them to use knives, machete, and other things. You cannot win a war like this. You need highly trained, experienced soldiers to win a war. But this guy, he don't care. He is sitting in a palace. He's visiting farms and feeding false propagandas, false prosperity agendas to Ethiopians. And the Ethiopians now, dying in this bloody war. So I hope he will listen to the concerns of the international community and the Ethiopians, and open a way for dialogue, first for ceasefire, then dialogue and reconciliation in that country with all stakeholders. But he is not listening. He is still waiting maybe for the tough sanctions on him. And so that's all I have for this time. That is a breaking news. We follow it. We report to you. And please follow other medias for update too. Thank you, and be safe. So long.